This is SCP Radio Network, coming to you live from Skylab Studios. Up next is the Super Tejano Friday Show with your host, DJ Fluffy.
Este es el Diva Takeover, todos lo quieren escuchar, porque tocan la música alegre y se ponen todos a bailar. It's a Diva Takeover with DJ Mickey DSCC. Miles y miles de gente la escuchan y nadie les puede ganar. Están en SCP Radio, estación internacional. Si quieren lo mejor, no se vayan lejos. Aquí está el Diva Takeover.
You're watching SCP TV.
Todo lo que siento pudo evitarse si tan solo hubiera hablado con la verdad. Existen mil formas de decir lo siento, pero lo que ha hecho no puede arreglar. Dejaste mi vida en un lugar oscuro y yo sí te amaba, de verdad lo juro. Y que te perdone, la verdad lo dudo. ¿Por qué? Dime por qué razón tuvo que ser así. Si en cada momento te di todo de mí y yo de tu parte solo recibí un poco de amor para sobrevivir. Si yo para ti solamente fui noche de pasión, sexo sin feelings, entonces ¿por qué me hiciste sentir que tú sí me amabas, que tú eras pa' mí? Dejaste mi vida en un lugar oscuro y yo sí te amaba, de verdad lo juro, y que te perdono. ¿Por qué? Dime por qué razón tuvo que ser así. Si cada momento te di todo de mí y yo de tu parte solo recibí un poco de amor para sobrevivir. Si yo para ti solamente fui noche de pasión, sexo sin feeling, entonces ¿por qué me hiciste sentir que tú sí me amabas, que tú eras pa' mí?
Estoy pensando en ti, llorando en un lamento que el dulce viento lleva conmigo. Estoy pensando en ti, llorando que mi destino modificó. Estoy pensando en ti, llorando. La noche es bella, llena de estrellas. ¿Y qué me importa? De sentir lo amargo de mi llanto. de sentir lo amargo de mi llanto. Estoy pensando en ti, llorando. La noche es bella, llena de estrellas. ¿Y qué me importa? Estoy pensando en ti, llorando tanto. Y a donde vayas, has de sentir lo amargo de mi llanto.
Tus ojitos, me gusta hasta tu piel, me gusta tu mirada, me hace enloquecer. Me gusta tu presencia, me gusta tu calor, me gusta cómo pegas derechito al corazón. Me gusta tu cariño, me gusta tu sonrisa, me gusta mucho más, que siempre serás mía. Me gustas de verdad, me gustas todo, sí, me gustas toda, toda, y yo quiero más de ti. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta de ti. Si tú no estás conmigo, yo no podré vivir. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta tu amor. Tan pronto que te acercas, me lleno de emoción. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta cómo estás. No te amo poquito, te amo mucho más. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta todo el tiempo. Nomás dame tantito y todo te lo cuento. Tus ojitos, me gusta hasta tu piel, me gusta tu mirada, me hace enloquecer. Me gusta tu presencia, me gusta tu calor, me gusta cómo pegas derechito al corazón. Me gusta tu cariño, me gusta tu sonrisa, me gusta mucho más, que siempre serás mía. Me gustas de verdad, me gustas todo, sí, me gustas toda, toda, y yo quiero más de ti. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta de ti. Si tú no estás conmigo, yo no podré vivir. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta tu amor. Tan pronto que te acercas, me lleno de emoción. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta cómo estás. No te amo poquito, te amo mucho más. Me gusta, me gusta, me gusta todo el tiempo. Nomás dame tantito y todo te lo cuento.
Siente el fuego de tu pasión, me vuelves loco con tus movidas. Estoy mareado, voy a enloquecer. Siento las vueltas, donde me agarro no sé qué hacer. Con cada empujón, con cada tiro, siento que en una tranza estoy. Hipnotizado con esas caderas, se mueven rico como un péndulo. A la izquierda y a la derecha, remolineando como un carrusel. Así perreando me vuelves loco hasta el amanecer. Oye, mira, siéntelo. Tic-toc, tic-toc. pasión. Me vuelves loco con tus movidas, estoy mareado, voy a enloquecer. Siento las vueltas donde me agarro, no sé qué hacer. Muévelo, muévelo. Con cada empujón, con cada tiro, siento que en una tranza estoy. Hipnotizado con esas caderas, se mueven rico como un péndulo. A la izquierda y a la derecha, remolineando como un carrusel. Así perreando me vuelves loco hasta el amanecer. Muévelo rico, mami. Así. Sienten rico. ¡Vamos! ¡Ea! amor. Sonrío al ver tus ojos, quiero acariciar tu piel y entregarte mi querer. Tú eres la mujer que yo más quiero, tú eres la mujer, sin ti me siento perdido, por siempre te juro amarte una eternidad. Tú eres la mujer que yo más quiero, tú eres la mujer, sin ti me siento perdido, por siempre te juro que conmigo habrá felicidad y hay amor, por siempre te juro que conmigo habrá felicidad. Tú eres la mujer, baby, toda mi vida y mi querer.
All right, how's everybody doing? Your boy DJ Fluffy, the king of the airways here on SCPRadio.com with one half of the diva, Mickey D. We're missing the redhead. I don't know where the red. We got to put an APB out for the redhead.
Yeah, she's lost.
She's always
somewhere.
lost. You know, she's always zoom.
She's lost in the retail world.
In the retail world. There you go. Shout out to Cristina Guerrero tuning in. How you doing,
What's
Miss
up,
Cristina Guerrero?
Diva?
Miss Lydia, she says she's waiting for Maricela to go on. She's actually right now. She is outside. We had a cabrito that we were cooking, and she's out there eating cabrito right now with some frijoles a la chara and some fajitas. Yeah, she says she wants to eat rice, so she's making the rice right now. So ahorita entra para adentro and we'll interview her, and you can ask her about the cabrito and everything. But yeah, she said she had to make some rice. She said she was gonna show how to make the good rice. We're gonna try it out. A ver cómo sale el arroz ahí. But other than that, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. And of course, we want to thank our sponsors, for always helping us out here. Golden Eagle Guns, Mr. Manny Luna, Mr. George Gonzalez from Parties for You, the Margarita Machines,
And Blue Chair
Bay, Miss Angie Martinez from our Angie's Tech Service, and who was I missing one? No, that's it. That's all right. Yeah,
Golden Eagle
y las
Guns.
Brazas Tacos.
Las brasas. Oh my God, the main one.
The main ones,
The main
Las Brazas
ones
Tacos.
that feed us. Oh my God.
We want to send a shout out to the Brazos. Hey, there's an update on real quick on Miss Jessica from the Brazos Tacos. She's finally home. She was able to come home yesterday. She is still recovering. She's still not out of the woods. She's recovering, but at least she's at home now. She's back home. She feels better now. So keep on saying your prayers for Miss Jessica from the Brazos Tacos, and hope she gets better, and hopefully she'll be back in here soon. People that know Las Brazos Tacos is usually the one that brings the food here to the studio for us. They bring some tacos, or they bring some loaded corn or quesadillas or baked potatoes. They bring them for the artists. But she was in the hospital for a couple of days, and she's finally home. So we're trying to get her back, and but we brought some food anyway. Ya llegó la redhead, mira, ya llegó la redhead. Ya llegó la crock pot. La redhead crock pot. Ya llegó ya chinga. But we still got some food here for artists. We got some food here for them. And like I said, but we're about to get started. I got Mr. Frank Solis all the way from Detroit, Michigan, right here on Skype. How you doing, Mr. Frank?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
We're doing good. We're doing good, man. You look all slick and everything, man. Are you going to a dance tonight? Okay. I know you didn't get
next week.
I know you didn't get dressed just for us. I know you did.
Yes, I did. It's all for next week, and you guys.
You know what?
Long time coming.
I think you just got the coat and the shirt, and I think you're in your boxers on the bottom. There you go. Ooh, he got Stacy's and everything. So how you been doing, Mr. Frank?
We have been very, very busy, and everything has come together. And we're looking forward to next week. A lot of anxiety, and it's here.
Yes.
We're very excited. We've got a lot of media already in the last month. Looking forward to seeing you guys here too. The documentary has just been released at the Plaza del Norte, where this unveiling is going to be. So that's been on a loop. So that's starting to get out. Also at Wayne State University, they're gonna show that, the documentary there. and we're doing good. I mean, I'm excited. It's still hard to believe that we've come this far, and I'm happy and nervous.
Well, first of all, we want to thank you for inviting us out there to Detroit. This is going to actually be our first time that we go out to Detroit on assignment. But we want to thank you for inviting us out there and taking care of us. And this little recap, all this invaded that we're doing, the plaque ceremony for your dad, it all started because of an interview that we did at the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, when we met he was a class of 2017,
Right.
and I had met you and Mary Jane. Michelle was there too, and that's basically how it got started with the interview. And Tejano Nation picked it up, I think, and Univision picked it up, and we got the press in Texas, and that's how it started.
There you
and
go.
You guys have been with me ever, since that night, and then also again with your induction in what was that, 2019?
20, yes.
Yeah, and my Uncle Willie, the same thing with him, because he was inducted in with Los Primos, with my dad. So, I mean, you guys have been with me ever since.
Well, like I said, it's a great honor for us, for you to invite us out there and be part of this great event that's going to be happening out there, history in the making. And it feels good. And we're excited. We're looking forward to being out there. I understand, man. We got some limousines picking us up at the hotel and everything, man.
At the airport.
At the airport and everything. That's what I don't know. I heard there's gonna be some little midget girls holding the signs up for us and everything. I don't know.
He's infatuated.
No,
with midgets. I don't know.
We definitely got you picked up at the airport, and from there, they say, you've got the phone number to call, right? So
there you go.
Expecting you to call. So you guys will be picked up there.
Yeah, we're gonna show up in two different groups because of course Michael, Blanca, and Jimmy they got to work, but me, Mary Jane, and Mickey D will be there. The first ones there. We're gonna get there early, and then they get there later on in the evening. But we're looking forward to it. Tell us, what's gonna happen. The Friday night, the Friday is gonna be the plaque ceremony, if I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah, the unveiling of the markers are going to be on Friday, starting from 1 to 4 p.m. Grupo Beto Salazar and Los Guys are going to be playing from 1 to 2, and then they'll finish up. We're going to have speakers from the university. We haven't confirmed yet with the deputy governor of the state of Michigan. The governor could not make it, but he might be there. We're still waiting on confirmation from him. We have the Mexican Council will be there, Wayne County Commissioner Carla Clemente. So there's going to be quite a few people there.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That are going to speak, and then we'll do the unveiling. And the marker, the two already will be installed possibly on Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we just have to cover them. So, and the platform for the other markers already been set.
Nice.
So, and this week starting, we got a round of interviews with CBS News Detroit. We got in yesterday. It was yesterday. El Central newspaper in Mexican community Detroit. They ran an article. Downriver News Herald. They ran another article in the press. And then I did a photo op with Bridgeport newspaper in Detroit. So we got that. So the last big one, I think, as far as this week, of the new week starting, is going to be CBS News, Detroit 62.
Well, Frank, you've been working on this for quite a bit. Has it sunk in yet that this is actually happening in honor of your dad?
It has, but then again, it hasn't. I mean, I spoke with my mom. She's watching right now. Hi, Mom. She's watching. But yeah, we've been discussing it, and it's kind of hard for her to believe, and me, that this is really happening, that this is going on. I mean, Anna and I were talking today about with him being the only, I'm saying, for the Tejano music, him being inducted. I mean, he's right here in the state of Michigan with George Custer.
There you go.
Because there's a historical marker in Monroe, Michigan.
Okay.
Of Custer, and there's other famous people, Thomas Edison, so he's got his marker. But I think the most important thing with the markers is that it's an educational tool, because it talks about the migration from the 1900s all the way to the 1950s from Texas to Michigan, and the music that was brought, the Tejano music. So it kind of, state marker tells a story of both sides and the Tejano music scene. Just like we have Motown here in Detroit, it talks about the Motown sound, the music that came out of Detroit. Well, this is, to me, equivalent to Motown, as the Tejano music that was brought in here to Michigan and that has been played.
Nice.
So,
Well, we're looking forward to it. Go ahead.
I'm saying, yeah, so it has sunk in, but then again, it hasn't. I imagine the closer we get to it, that, it's really going to set it. The only thing, unfortunately, is that my dad's not here.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other musicians, too, that are going to be honored. And that was one of his last wishes before he passed away, that these other Tejano pioneers that he played with, and he wanted them somehow to be mentioned.
Okay.
And that's why we had set up the Martin H. Solis Tejano Association for the Michigan pioneers. And our foundation, my wife and I, we're the ones that set up this foundation for the other musicians that weren't inducted into the Tejano roots.
Okay.
So this is going to be our platform now to honor other Tejano musicians in the state of Michigan, because there's a lot out there, I imagine, from the past. So that's going to be kind of our goal too.
Well, like I said, just because they were not inducted the same time as your dad, don't forget you still can submit the bios. They still can, they still can be inducted. So, suggestion is every year, keep on submitting the bios. They'll go through them, and eventually they will get, get inducted into there. So don't give up on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one thing I don't do is give up.
Yeah, that's very adamant. you have been on top of it since day one. And I, like I said when I spoke to you the other day, I'm so proud of your diligence trying to make this your dad's vision a reality, and that you guys are honoring, the pioneers, but also educating, those in Michigan what Tejano Conjunto was, and educating them on the music and the history behind it and our culture.
Yeah, that's a very important part of it. That's why I would say with the Wayne State University, because I have a cousin that's a teacher there, and the same thing is that they want to show that documentary. And then also with Carmen Matia at La Plaza, she's seen it, and she came out when we were out there seeing them put in the foundation for the concrete. She came out and she was just floored by it. She and I said, "Do you think that this is good enough to show to students and the adults and everything?" She says, "Oh yeah." She goes, "This is fantastic."
Nice.
And I say there's just been so much happening with all this, and with Ed Gillis at Third Man Records in Detroit, also Kevin Hill with the Michigan Music Hall of Fame that started with me, and Ray Lozano at Mexican Town, which you people will all be meeting all these people next week, because they all know you're coming. So
now you earlier you posted some vinyl records that you had. Are you gonna have those available there for people that want to buy some there?
Yeah, I think we're going to. I have to check with the record company, but I still have mine. So yeah, I think so. And we got T-shirts too. So most likely that we will, and all that will go into the Martin Solis fund for future, events that we're going to do. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that they'll be on sale there.
Okay. So you have an event Friday, and then Saturday you also have another event. What's going on Saturday?
Saturday is the Gala Ball, but you guys will be there. We've already got your place set for you. That is going to be the dance, and it'll also that we're going to have speakers up there honoring the Michigan pioneers and the marker, and it's going to be Grupo Vicio, the Moya brothers, very, very good conjunto. They're going to be playing, and then we're going to have the dinner, and then the bar, an open bar dinner, and then the dance.
Nice.
And I think a lot of people there, the guests will be excited that you guys are there, so they can come be on the radio with you.
Well, make sure that you put a picture of Mary Jane and Mickey D there, because if you got a bar, that means they're not moving away from there until the bar is empty. So Make sure that they're only
He
limited
already
to 2
has our
drinks.
table right next to the bar. What
He's
do you
got our
think?
table,
Right
and
next to
all
the
we
bar.
need is a bottle. We're good. I mean,
Just
look,
tell
that's all
them
I need.
they're
a bottle
limited
or
to 2
two.
drinks and that's it. Don't give them no more.
Well, the banquet hall holds 250 people, and that's about where we're at. So there's 2 bars in there.
No, one for each. Hey,
One for each.
So I've got you guys set at the entrance to where the band is, and then also the bar is right across
Oh
the band.
man.
Woohoo!
See,
Then
he's taking
if
care
you have
of
to go down
us.
the hall more, there's another one.
See, he's taking care of the divas. Not that we drink. It's just no. I just have
drink.
1 or 2. That's it.
He don't know what he's getting into.
I think he's seen us every year
You-
at the Hunter Roots.
You might get an extra show or something there.
You guys are really good. I mean, I've been with you when you got inducted and doing the shows. You guys are fine.
Yes. We're very professional.
You know that you're really professionals.
Yes,
Because I've been behind the scenes with you guys.
Thank you.
When I first met you guys, and then after Mary Jane, you guys always let me behind the scenes with you. So you guys are good. You're gonna have a good time.
We'll be on our best behavior.
Yeah, y'all better be on behavior. All right. Well, you got anything else, Mary Jane?
No, I'm just excited. I'm just in awe, really, of what Frank and his family have accomplished.
Right.
Because we met them at the Hunter Roots.
Mm-hmm.
He had a team that was doing a documentary, and then of course COVID hit and some things got lost and everything. But because of our footage and us, being in constant contact, we had what they needed. So the fact that he's educating, because again, he's had so many doors closed in his face. No one wanted to know about Tejano, Conjunto, nobody. And now with this documentary, with the marker, now everyone's knocking on his door and they want a piece of the action.
That's it. That's usually the way it
things
is.
have really changed, from the beginning, how things started out, and it took almost 7 years now, I think.
Yeah.
I know. Can you believe it?
Determination for sure.
But there's been a lot of people, including yourselves, behind the scene that support it. And the biggest supporter, of course, is my wife and my family and my mother and, my family. So they just kept me going. I was very determined to make this happen. I didn't know if it was going to happen, but I rolled the dice on it and I thought, well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's in God's hands when it comes to something like this, planning, because when I was first told, like with the marker, it might take 4 years, I'm thinking, God, 4 years, people are going to forget. But I just kept going, and me and Anna were talking today about it, how long it's taken, and it's like, what was I doing back then? But I know what I was doing. I was knocking on doors, trying to get radio interviews, and there was just so much that was going on and trying to make this thing happen. And it's finally here, and it's a big, it's really big for the state of Michigan and also Southwest Detroit community, for the musicians and the music, and for the students to learn about how Tejano started, and the founding father, Narciso Martinez, Flaco Jimenez, Santiago. I mean, the list goes on, with that, which I know, Canuto Bernal, the whole thing, and then I say that the story, with the help of you, and then one very important to me, dear friend, he's not well, is Juan Cifuentes, Jr. If it wasn't for Juan in our discussion and our friendship, this probably never would have happened. But it was his encouragement and also him hearing the story behind it that he felt confident that this story should be told, and also in the state of Michigan. And it's unfortunate that Juan's not well and he can't make it. He's had some real bad health issues, but I love the guy, and if he's listening, he's out there, he knows. But I'll be calling him before Friday anyway to give an update.
Awesome, and then he can't miss out on the action because we'll be broadcasting.
There you go.
So he'll be able to listen and watch.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, he was that he was a very big part in in the beginning. Well, actually, through all of it. because the last time we were there when we were in Texas, what was that, a couple of years ago, right? I mean, he sang that night.
Yeah.
You know, that he was on stage, and I think that's when COVID actually first started, because he didn't know what was wrong with him. And I've got him on video. We were riding around Alice, and he's over there just hacking away, and he was sick. Mm-hmm. And as soon as that was over, he ended up in ICU, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And here it was COVID.
Yeah.
His health, unfortunately, has just been declining ever since, and his diabetes makes it worse.
Yeah. Prayers for him.
Yep. All right. Well, we want to thank you for the interview. We look forward to seeing you out there. We can't wait. You know, we're counting the days to get on that plane and leave. You know.
We're excited.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's gonna be our first trip to Detroit, Michigan for all those. We even got a little agenda. We're gonna try to sneak off around there before we get to the shows and everything. You know.
Yes, and then we're having T-shirts made.
The girls want to go to Canada. I don't know what for. You know, they want to eat Canadian bacon or something. I don't know.
Well, Canada's there, but I tell you, I mean, we're right. And then when you get here, you're going to be able to see the Ambassador Bridge. But they've got so much traffic because we're building, not us. I mean, there's a new bridge going across.
Okay.
To ease the traffic. So if you try to get over there, I mean, more power to you, but it's hard to say. Or you can use the tunnel.
Yeah, but the girls were saying, they were saying about a tunnel, something going to the tunnel, something like that.
Remember, that tunnel leaks.
That tunnel leaks.
Hey, because you're going under the Detroit River.
Hey, let me increase my insurance on my wife real quick.
Wow.
Go in there. Let me close the doors on you real quick.
Thank you, Fluffy.
No, but we're excited. We're looking forward to being out there, and we just can't wait to get out there, and we're gonna try to do our best to get you the best stuff we can do. We're gonna be limited on what we can take due to the airport kind of restricting us on how much we can take and what we can't take and that kind of stuff. So
we're gonna take the important stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna take the important stuff. That's what we're gonna take.
Well, I'm looking forward to y'all being here, and I can't wait to introduce you to everybody too. That's been involved with me, and Ann already knows, and we both know her, what great people. I can't wait to meet my mother and a lot of friends here that we have here in the Detroit area, and they're all very, very grateful that you're going to be here with us.
Awesome.
Right.
Well,
But
thank
you guys did promise me many years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Hey, man, we're keeping our word. We're keeping our word.
You did.
You kept your word. We're keeping our word, and like I said, we're excited. We're excited to go out there and be part of this history and making. So we're it's gonna be very exciting. We're looking forward to it.
Look forward to seeing you guys. Don't forget, Fluffy, when you guys land, Mary Jane, call that number.
Got it.
Yes.
Because they already know that you're coming into town, and I made sure that they had that number.
Now that includes for the guys who are coming in late at night too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So we'll make sure.
But before you get here, we still have to go down there because we had blocks on rooms. But I still need to make sure 100% in my mind, knowing that it's covered.
Okay.
And I'm going to let them know because you're coming in at the second flight?
No.
At what time?
Mary Jane, myself, and Mickey D, we'll be there by 11 in the morning.
Okay.
We're leaving at 5 in the morning. We'll be there by 11 in the morning. Michael, Blanca, and Jimmy are the ones going to get there. What time, Mike?
Midnight.
I think at midnight.
Or 11:30 or something.
Yeah, I think they're getting there by 11:30.
Midnight.
Yeah, midnight.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the ones
Well,
getting
I'll let them know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll confirm again with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
yeah, but
you.
we'll get in contact with you before we leave and make sure everything's taken care of. But we do want to say thank you for for taking care of us over there, and we're looking forward to seeing you out there.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, you have a good one now. All right.
We'll see you this week.
All right. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
wait.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna say what? Oh, I want to say hi to my Aunt Linda and my friend Richard Moore out there.
I was about to say we got Richard Moore listening. We got Pamela listening. And
Yeah. My daughter-in-law.
Okay.
And Linda.
And Linda M.
I love her. That's my Aunt Linda.
All right.
And my mother. Thank you again.
All right. Thank you. We see you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, good night.
Bye.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna take a little commercial break. We'll be right back.
quiero confesarte que te quiero con el alma, corazón, y que en cada beso que te doy te entrego toditito mi amor. Yo quiero que tú sepas que hasta el último suspiro te amaré. Increíble es nuestro querer. Despacito, muy despacito, se fue metiendo en mi corazón, con mentiras y cariñitos, se fue metiendo con mucho amor. Despacito, muy despacito, me dijo cosas que nunca oí. Me enseñó lo que tantas veces en otros brazos no comprendí. Hoy que quiero dejarlo de amar, no responden las fuerzas de mi alma. Yo no sé dónde voy a parar, pero yo ya no puedo olvidarlo. Despacito, muy despacito, creció la llama de nuestro amor. Y sabiendo que no era bueno, le di mi vida sin condición. Pero todo se acaba, la dicha grande también se va. Y nos deja no más recuerdos, recuerdos de que no vendrá. Hoy que quiero dejarlo de amar, no responden las fuerzas de mi alma. Yo no sé dónde voy a parar, pero yo ya no puedo olvidarlo. Recuerda que te lo dije, que no habría nadie en el mundo que te amara más que yo, que mi amor era sincero, no un capricho pasajero, ni tampoco una ilusión. Tú dudaste mi cariño y escogiste otro camino, pero todo te falló. Hoy te quedas en la nada, solito y abandonado y destrozado el corazón. Ahora quieres volver y me juras que harás que olvide todas las penas que pasan. camino, pero todo te falló. Hoy te quedas en la nada, solito y abandonado y destrozado el corazón. Ahora quieres volver y me juras que harás que olvide todas las penas que pasé. Pero ¿pa' qué volver si al restaurar la herida y al darte nueva vida lo volverás a hacer?
All right, once again, your boy DJ Fluffy, the king of the airways, here with Las Divas. The redhead finally showed up.
Finally came.
Las Divas borrachas finally made it. Míralas,
I
míralas,
couldn't
hijo de su
decide.
madre.
I couldn't decide if I wanted banana cream rum or whiskey.
A ver,
and
Mary
Sprite.
Jane, hold on.
I know.
Southwest Airlines trying to land. Oh,
Otra vez.
no landing strip this time?
Yeah, that was
Okay, no landing strip this time.
None this time.
None this time? Okay.
No.
All right, shout out to Miss Jessica. She's tuning in. She finally tuned
Hey,
in.
Jessica.
Welcome home, Miss Jessica, from Las Brazos Tacos. You know, hopefully you're still recovering. Y haz caso, no seas cabezona. You know, because I already told Gil, hey, you get online, call me, and we'll go out there and we'll tie you up, and we'll just, you know, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know. You need to keep that leg, you know, get that leg recovering, so. But glad you're home with your family. I'm pretty sure you're resting better instead of being in that hospital, laying down in that bed and just worrying, you know, so. But glad to hear you're home. You know, we miss you, and we miss our tacos and our loaded corn and our quesadillas and our papas asadas and, you know, everything you do, man, is so delicious, you know. But, right.
Oh, yeah.
Pero
The papas,
aquí las
but the
divas no
loaded
traen nada,
corn.
traen puro bolillo food, trajeron weenies and barbecue, quién sabe qué trajeron acá.
Winnie's in They're meatballs.
They brought some humble food.
No. Would have been pork chops, broccoli and cheese, mashed potatoes, gravy. That's what I would have brought.
So why didn't you bring it?
Yes. That's my
Okay, you
favorite.
guys know I have a full-time job, right?
And that's the
And I
excuse.
went home real quick.
That
I
sound
didn't
like,
even change.
that sound like excuses like I was hearing earlier.
All afternoon we've been hearing.
Yeah, we've been hearing excuses all day long.
No. There's only so much things that can get done in 30 minutes.
So who do we got here with Mary Jane? Who do we got here with us?
You don't know who this is?
I don't know who she is. I never met her.
What?
I don't know who she is,
Oh
man.
my gosh, it's the one and only Maricela!
Hey,
It's Diva
Ida,
time.
you got here.
Diva
Hey,
time.
Diva time. You got here late, so
Yeah.
you missed out on the price.
What was the price?
We got a
That's
package
right.
for us, because you were not here.
No.
You were not here. She said.
What do you say, must
She
be
said
present?
must be present. If you're not here, you don't collect.
Must be present to receive.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We had to cancel the meeting because you weren't present.
We were actually on a messenger meeting. Look, Deadpool's on my head. Really?
No, it's for all of you. I thought about each and every one of
We
you.
all
And
put that camera.
All right. Woohoo.
So
Look,
I
she
made
thought
y'all
of
happy.
us
Of
with the
course.
liquor. All right.
Oh, yes. I told her they're gonna spoil. That's the first time we get a gift like that.
Yeah.
No, Myra always brings gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Hold on. I seen a dancing man. Where's that dancing man at?
No, Deadpool already left.
No, I seen him dancing on the runway. He was trying to bring the plane in. You know.
I got Kiko's outfit.
You got Kiko's outfit. There it is. Look, there's Incredible
no,
Hulk.
it's
Look.
a
There you
Oh
go.
my God.
Hey, Mike, you need to find a plane landing, Mike.
I'll have
See if you
one
can make it
he's
land.
having.
You know.
No, they always put it because when I don't color my hair, they're always looking, and Jimmy always looks for my roots. You'll see him going through
Looking through her hair, yeah.
my hubby. He goes through my hair.
Yeah, she put some lights like from the airplane, and that's what we said the plane's landing on the runway. You know, so from behind.
Well, it looks great. Everybody looks great. Y'all look amazing.
Thank you. So do
I
you.
guess it's that Houston air, right? I was
It's the beautiful weather we have in Houston.
right?
That's what it is. Yeah,
I
it's
was
just
telling
you
Mary
know.
Jane a little while ago. I said I'm so excited because it's a big deal. I'm from the Valley. I'm from the Rio Grande Valley, from far Texas, and for an artist, a new artist as myself, it's a big deal to come to Houston, Texas. You know, Houston is huge, and the Tejano and Conjunto industry is big here. And it's really big to be able to come to Houston and be at a platform like you guys. So I'm super excited. I'm honored. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm all of that. And I'm dry. I don't have a drink.
Bartender. Hold on, bartender. She has her cup over there. Look, her cup is over there.
She gave me something. I don't know what it is, but it tasted like an ice cream float.
Oh, that's from our sponsor. That's Blue Bay.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good job.
She gave you the banana creams, and then she puts Coke in it. And it tastes like a float.
It tastes like a float.
Yeah,
and I had no idea what I was having.
It tastes like a float, but it'll sneak up on you and it'll get you.
I'll limit myself to 12 only.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, my mom's watching. Just kidding, Mom.
Hey, well, I don't know about that, because Mary Jane and Mickey, they go through 2 bottles a night.
We do go through
So
2
I
bottles
heard.
a
So
night.
you're the guest, so then probably they go 4 bottles. You know, so.
No.
We don't have 4 bottles.
No. I will act ladylike.
Well, tell us a little bit about just people that don't know you. Tell us who you are. Of course, we know you're from the Valley, but tell us what you do.
Absolutely. So my name is Maricela Hernandez. I am from the Rio Grande Valley, from Far, Texas. Thank you. Another.
There you go.
Ice
Yeah.
cream float.
Andale.
And so I started singing in Tejano music. I want to say, I guess officially in the year 2000 I was singing before that, but at home, in family barbecues, karaoke's, and so I was a DJ. I was a radio DJ, and I was a mobile DJ as well.
Okay.
And so singing around. But I started professionally in the year 2000. I was a radio DJ at the time at a station there in El Valle. And I was approached by, it was the year that Jimmy Gonzalez and Joe Lopez had just split up.
Okay.
Right? And so Jimmy Gonzalez went off and did his own Jimmy Gonzalez Grupo Más band. And at the time, their current vocalist was Rebecca Valadez. Shout out to her as well. She was beginning her career. She had gotten offered to go and tour with Janet Jackson, so she wanted to go out and do pop music, right? And go try that adventure. And so she was gone. They needed a female singer, and so they approached me and asked me if I was interested in taking on the task,
Yeah.
And at first I was terrified. So at first I was like, nah, I can't do that. You don't go from a karaoke stage to a Jimmy Gonzalez and Grupo Más overnight, right? And so I was a little hesitant, but I was super excited. And you think about it, and an opportunity like that doesn't land in your lap. Just who knows when I was going to get an opportunity again. Right. So after talking to Jimmy many times, and he was always so kind, and the way that he was always really supportive, and he always reassured me. He always would tell me, if I didn't think you could do this, I wouldn't be asking you to be in my band. If I'm asking you, it's because I know that you can do it, and don't worry about it. You got this. I'll guide you. He would always tell me. And so I did it. I said yes, and I was terrified and excited at the same time. And so we did a couple of gigs here in the United States and in Mexico también. I remember one of my favorites will always be in Monterrey, Nuevo León. We did a big, huge gig at La Fe Music Hall. I don't even know if it exists anymore or still, but it was back then. It was the year 2001. And, we get up on the stage, and, they start the keyboards, the typical intro.
Yeah, the intro they have.
Yeah, that typical Jimmy G and Grupo Más intro, and the people just go crazy. And it was a feeling like no other. Man, it was beautiful. I loved it. I was just full. I was like in the air forever. And so I loved it. I loved it from there. I said, this is what I want to do. So I got to tour with him for like 2 years. But then, of course, I was working in radio, and I was out a lot. So, they brought me in and were like, hey, you can't be missing. I'm sure you all know that. Mary Jane. Yeah. They were like, you can't be missing every weekend. We need you on the air. We need you at the events, at the remotes and stuff like that. And so, I had to make a decision at that time. I was a little sad, but at the same time, it's life. So I had to pay the bills and do what I had to do. So I quit the band. And I continued working, and fast forward about I don't know how many years. I don't know how many years. This thing makes you not do math. Fast forward some years, I meet my husband, Johnny Hernandez, who is also here in the studio. Hello, honey. I meet him, and he was already in the music industry since he was real little. 13 years old. He was already playing. 16, I think he was playing with Jesse Serrata. And doing his music, so he was in the business for a long time. He already knew the ropes and stuff. He had already been playing with the Hometown Boys and then H3, which is his band. But when we got together after a couple of years, he says, "You know what? I think it's your time. You need to get back in the music and let's do something with you." And I was like, "Okay, let's try it. Who knows?" So we went into the studio. We recorded a song there in McAllen, Texas. Pro Sound Studios with Chuy Cavazos, shout out to them as well. New Sound Studios. It was Pro Sound back in the day. I see I'm still living like back in the back then days.
But you're from the Valley, it's expected.
Hey, you know what? I tell them all the time and they laugh. They say, "Hey, this movie came out." I said, "This is a new movie." I said, "No, the Valley's 5 years behind."
Oh, yeah.
I hate to say it, but they're 5 years behind. Everything.
You're absolutely
And they don't believe me. I said, "They're behind."
Yes, even with music. I had some relatives that live in California, and I believe like banda music had come out like 10 years prior, and it was real big. We had never heard of it in the Valley. Never heard of it. Then, of course, 10 years later, it's like a big thing now. We're like, oh, we're so late. But we're there. We get there. We get there late, but we get there.
We get there.
Yeah, so we started working on my project under Maricela Hernandez, and we started recording one song at a time, because when you don't have a record label, you don't have financial backing, and you don't have a whole lot of support from big backing supporters. Suppose you do everything on your own. Everything's funded on your own, independent and stuff like that. So it took us a while to record a couple of singles, and at that time, never did I think, okay, well, I'm shooting for an album. I was just recording one song, a single at a time, because that was the thing. It was releasing singles became a thing. It wasn't like releasing a whole album anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it was back then. And so we were releasing one single at a time, and it was going okay. Just doing our own little distribution with the people that we knew, and this was prior to meeting Myra D from Cielo Entertainment and getting her professional help to help us out distributing my music, further. And so from one day to the next, I was working, and one of my cousins, Primo Lupe Moya, who is from Round Rock, Texas, he does videos. He does music videos for Ruben Ramos, Little Joe, Patsy Torres. He does L&M Media, and Lupe Moya and my cousin Francis. So hi.
Is he bald-headed?
Yes.
He's the one that did one for Grupo Lumbre.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I know exactly who you're talking to.
That's my primo.
Okay.
Yes. And so he calls me up one day, and he was like, hey, so I have this little project in hand, and I want to see if you wanted to be a part of it. And I was like, okay, what do I got to do, or what is it? So he says, a really good friend of mine, Beto Ramon, he just throws the name out there like nothing, right? Wrote this really pretty song, and our other, team guy, Hugo Guerrero, produced it. We already got everything ready to go, and we're looking for a female voice. And I told him about you, my prima. She's trying to get into the industry, and I think this would be the perfect opportunity, right? Do you want to do it? And I was like, again. He was like, I was like, okay, I don't know if my first solo, project with these big names. And again, I was like, you can't help but think this is a blessing. This is a blessing from God. Sure. This is God's way of saying, you know what? Here.
There you go. I'm giving it to you right here.
Here.
Now take it and run with
exactly.
it.
And if you say no, you're dumb, you know? So, yes. So I said yes, absolutely. I was super excited and terrified. Again, it's a common combination with me during my journey. But I did. I went over, recorded the vocal, and this is where Me Está Gustando was born. And it was my very first original single. And that was awesome. it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. Tejano, completely Tejano. I mean, in Hugo Guerrero style. You know, his style is very keyboards and horns and stuff. It wasn't something that I was used to yet, but I was like, God, if this is where you're leading me, I'm going. Let me just close my eyes and
go
move
along.
forward.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, and move forward. And so if this is where God wanted to place me in the Tejano industry, I at the time, I love a lot of music. And I love like tropical, I love mariachi, I love, conjunto. I love a lot of types of music. I just had no idea that this is where I would end up, to be quite honest. Pero this is where, life put me. This is where my path was pretty much like opened up for me. And so I've just been going with it. And that song became my first original single, like I said, and then came the second one, which was Me Está Gustando was the first one, and then ¿Quién iba a pensar? Beto Ramon wrote that second one, and that one just, we were talking on the phone. He's like, well, you're going to need another one. You can't just record one song and then that's it. It's over. You're going to need a follow-up song. So I was like, okay, what do you do? What do I do? And he was like, well, we'll think about what kind of song you want. I was like, okay. I was cooking at home. I was making like arroz con pollo or something. I don't remember, because I love to cook and I love to have dinner ready for when my husband gets home from work. And so
You hear that?
Yes. He knows it. De hambre nunca se va a morir, my honey.
I know you're not talking to me.
Shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired.
You wish.
Last week it was Michael shooting at her. Oh no!
I cook. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box, HEB.
Yeah, right. You wish.
Sushi, that should be good. So yeah, I was cooking, and he starts to just ask me random questions, and I had no idea where he was going with it. But he was like, how long have you been with Johnny right now? And ya le dije, so we're going on 8 years or whatever it was at the time. And then he's like, how did y'all meet, or what's your story, or what's going on? And I said, well, you'll never guess. I said, we met, but for the first 5 years, no lo pelaba. He was very persistent. And at the end of the day, I was like, ¿quién iba a pensar that I was going to end up with him, right? And so I specifically, I remember, telling him, ¿quién iba a pensar? Who would have thought that I was going to end up with him, marrying him, and falling in love with him after 5 years.
Damn, that's not like you.
Same.
Really?
Same.
Really? That's your story too? It's awesome, because you don't think of it at first. You don't think it's going to go there. But it did. And, again, 5 years later, it was like we were getting married. We had our child. We had our daughter. And lo and behold, she looks exactly like him. And I was just talking to him in conversation, right? And so I was, mixing the arroz and making la cena or whatever. And then he was like, ¿Sabes qué, mija? He goes, I'll call you back. Okay. I hung up thinking, okay, he got busy, got a call, or he has something else to do, whatever. He calls me back 2 hours later. And I answer the phone, and he says, check your WhatsApp. He goes, I just wrote your song. And I was like, what? I just spoke to you. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And so he said, check your WhatsApp. I sent it to you through there. It's just him and his guitar, because that's how he does, right? And a little rough draft, but, let me know what you think. So I hang up, and I check my WhatsApp, and I'm sitting there in my kitchen listening to the song, and I'm I just start crying. I'm like, oh. He literally wrote the song about my whole entire life, like our relationship.
Yeah.
And so, sin querer queriendo, he gets a song about him. Right? And I was like, okay, fine, But it's a beautiful song, and that was ¿Quién iba a pensar?
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Right now. You can sing it a cappella.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm pretty sure Mayra warned you about this. I mean, I'm pretty sure she did. So, let's hear it.
You didn't bring your bajo.
No, a cappella. We don't need a bajo.
Let me see if I remember the words. Dun, 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 dun. I need keywords. It says, ¿Quién iba a pensar que el que menos importaba en mi vida es el que me ama y el que me cuida y me hace muy feliz con su querer? ¿Quién iba a pensar que al que no quería y siempre despreciaba es el que ahora duerme en mi almohada? Es el que hombre que me hace sentir mujer. ¿Quién iba a pensar que al final me dio mi corazón y que ahora yo dependo de su amor y solo sus besos me hacen feliz. ¿Quién iba a pensar que juré nunca volverme a enamorar? Y como fantasma me vino a robar toda la pasión que había dentro de mí. No sé, pero me enamoré de ti.
All right.
You make me cry. It sounds like me.
Okay, now it's hot in here.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And so, needless to say, all these songs are on my album. Eventually, I was able to record one at a time 10 songs, and I got my 10. And we said, okay, we got it. Let's put them on an album and finally have an album. So we did that. We got that done. This past year, we were able to wrap it up. Hoping, and I'm going to be quite honest here, we were hoping that if I submitted it in time, that I would be eligible for, all these awards.
TNT Awards, yeah.
Right. And so I was super excited. We worked really, really, really hard to get the deadline. And then we heard they changed the rules. Now it's 2 albums that you have to have within a year. We're like,
you might want to check that, because I think we Bino did an interview not too long ago with Juan Machingon from Machingon Radio, and they're talking about that. And I think they're going to change the rules again on it. Now, since he said since COVID, a lot of people had not been releasing CDs. They have not been doing CDs. They've been doing singles. So now it's going to change to where now they're going to have a category for singles and EPs.
wow.
That and then I think that's going to go into effect for next year. So you might have missed the deadline for this one, but you might want to keep it and look at it for next year, because he said a lot of the artists now are releasing just singles. They're not doing no more CDs.
Right.
So they're kind of looking at everything, and they're trying to say, okay, well they're doing this, they're doing that. They're gonna add a couple more different categories and that kind of stuff. So just keep an eye on it. Talk to Bino, send them a message, tell them, hey, where we're at, this kind of stuff. And because they are going to do some more changes.
That's awesome.
So,
That's so good to know.
Well, yeah, we
super, but we were all bummed. We were super bummed because, well, again, it took me 5 years to, complete one album. I said, oh no, I'm not going to do another 5 years before I.
No. They were talking about it, and they're going to do some changes on it. So,
that's great.
So
okay, well, that's good news.
Did you at least submit for the video?
No. Okay. I didn't even know that was a thing. So, yeah, no. I don't think we did we? No. For the video, for the Tejano DMs? No, we didn't. We didn't. I said that.
Well, now you have a video. Now you have a CD for next year and that kind of stuff. And if whatever you add more to it, you're gonna have singles and all that.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be quite a change. I'm talking to Bino, and we're supposed to have him here maybe in a couple weeks and come talk. I'll talk about it still, because there's some more stuff that they're changing.
Definitely.
And they're keeping an eye on it too. Like they're keeping an eye on it because they're seeing that there's a lot of people that are not doing CDs no more.
Right.
They're doing
not complete CDs.
Yeah,
a lot of
doing
people are doing
singles,
EPs.
EPs.
A lot of people are doing EPs.
And like you say, independent artists, it's cheaper for them because they're your money coming out of your pocket
it's
is on stuff.
Yeah, it's not easy. We can't fork out $10,000. In 1 year. Most of the time we can. So it's difficult, but not that that's the focus, but it's always nice. It's always nice because at the end of the day, like we grew up, listening to Tejano music and seeing our role models in the industry receiving these awards, and it's a prestigious thing, and so who doesn't want to be a part of that? Not that you make it the focus of your career, but who doesn't want to be a part of that at some point? So thank you, I appreciate that. That gives me hope.
That gives
me hope for the future years.
They're keeping an eye on it. They're seeing because I think there's been a decline in submissions.
It's because you can't qualify
you can't qualify.
of their what you have to do to submit to be eligible.
Yes.
So they're changing with the time.
Yeah.
Somebody put a post on Facebook this past week, and I was reading them, and they said, what's going on? How come there's no female? All of these female artists that are out in the industry right now, and none of y'all qualified. And he put like real ugly, like what, y'all are not trying, or what's going on? I was like, We're trying. We just don't qualify.
But there's some people that don't even know the process and they're quick to chime in
Yes.
Yeah.
and give
Yes.
their 2 cents.
Yes.
It's like, why don't you read? Because it's on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole 32 pages of what you need
Yeah.
to be eligible
Yeah.
is on their website.
I think what throws everybody off is that I think they've been changing it like from one year to the next year. It'll change by a little bit.
Right.
But that will disqualify you, you know, and so you don't read up on it every year. You
Yeah.
don't know what's coming up.
And that's the problem, that they don't read on it.
Right.
They think it's the same rules for,
Right.
but they're like I said, they're changing as years going by. They're changing because they're seeing, and even being on that interview said, yeah, we saw a decline in some categories. There's only 2 people in that category because, you know,
Because everybody didn't qualify.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
so,
that's
but
what it
the
is.
good thing is that they are making changes. They're trying to accommodate everybody. So there are going to be changes coming pretty soon for next year. So keep an eye on that.
All right.
Like I said, they're adding single category, EP category. I think
awesome.
there was like the other 3 that he mentioned that they were adding. You know.
That's awesome. So more people will be included.
Yeah, I think he even said
Hopefully.
something about internet radio stations too. Podcast shows, that kind of stuff. They're going to be adding all that stuff, which is good because I mean we do a lot. You know, our shows and that kind of stuff. You know, so that'd be great. You know,
it's very right now. Internet and social media is big. It's huge. It's huge, and it's it's not only the terrestrial radio.
There's
that
hardly any
people are
left.
turning to
Yeah.
anymore, right? And so it's a big deal, and yes,
Yeah.
they deserve to be recognized and be put out there. And y'all do a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to get something like this and to keep it up and to build your audience and just it's a lot of work. So
oh yeah, we're next year we'll celebrate 10 years doing this. We're talking about that day, yeah. So
cheers! I think that calls for a cheers.
yeah.
Cheers!
Miss
Everybody!
Lydia says she loves that song, and I think that's your mom, right? You
Yes,
said
that's my
she said
mom.
she loves that song.
Yes.
Melissa Guajardo says beautiful song.
Oh, thank you.
John Morales says, wow, 10,000. Yes, Mr. John, it is expensive to record a CD.
Yes.
Yes.
10,000 I think is like low budget, but it can go up to about 15, 20,000
Yes.
depending on what
you got to think
Yeah.
about session time. It runs
Yeah.
anywhere from $40 to $140 an hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
So it just depends
Yeah.
on where you go and who you're
Yeah,
using.
yeah. 10,000 is I think is kind of low bound a little bit.
Yeah.
But I know it can go up to 15, 20,000 depending on what engine you're using,
Right.
what studio you're recording
studio,
at,
what musician.
yeah, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it can get up
And
there. It's
then
high.
You have everything recorded, but then you also have to mix,
Mix
and
master.
master. And then you have graphics,
Yeah.
and then you have right. So it's and then distribution.
Yep.
And so there's a lot involved. Which, speaking of distribution, I would like to send a very special shout out and a big huge hug to Miss Myra D, Cielo Entertainment, who is here in the studios with us, and who is responsible for having me here today. She said it's your time, babe.
It's your time.
It's your time.
You know what?
babe.
It's been a while since she sent somebody to us over here. It's been a while. I think the last time was it Alma? I think. Yeah, I think that was the last one. The last time. Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
John said she needs sponsors. Yeah, she needs sponsors. So if you want to sponsor Mr. John, come
Absolutely.
on, sign up.
Can I sign you up?
Yeah. These, and let me tell you what, being an independent artist, I think is right now is the way to go, because a bunch of these record labels, they keep your money, they keep your stuff.
But sometimes you gotta pay to be on the record label,
Exactly.
which makes
Something
no
you pay,
sense
yeah,
because you get a
yeah,
discount at the
yeah,
recording
yeah,
studio.
yeah.
You can get that same amount just by yourself.
I think being independent is better because that way the money goes straight to you. It's your money. You control it.
You're in control.
A lot of people don't
You're in
realize that
control.
when you sign with the record label company and the day you say, you know what, I don't want to sign no more, all that music you made, they
Belongs
keep
to
it.
them.
It belongs
Yeah.
to them. And, it's their music, and you cannot do nothing with it.
That's
so
because they don't read the fine print.
yeah. So we always tell people, read the fine print when you sign a contract. It's great to have a record label behind you, but at the same time, some people get excited about it and no problem. Sure, vámonos.
Right.
And then when you leave, it's like,
their music
gone,
disappears.
We always use our good
It
friend,
doesn't even belong to you.
our
It
good
doesn't
friend,
belong to you. We
Yeah.
have several friends that
Yeah.
no longer are with the record labels,
And they lost
and
everything.
all their music is off of YouTube and whatever. They're not being monetized because they're no
Yeah.
longer with the record label.
Yeah.
So now you're sitting on a shelf.
Yeah, we use our good friend Madeline Hernandez. She was one. She left the record label and she started getting music, and it was all off of Spotify, off of YouTube. What happened? And you didn't read the contract? What? I didn't read the contract. Everything she recorded on those, I think she recorded 3 or 4 CDs.
Yeah.
Gone. She lost them all. So yeah, I always tell people, hey, if you can be independent, hey, go for it, man. It's more power to you.
Right.
Of course, record label, good. You guess is good and bad on it, but I think independent. I think pretty much everybody's now going independent now.
Right.
It's
right. I see that.
just
there's a lot
you
of
do all the work and they keep the money. Hey, you doing the work, you keep the money, and hey, it's better for you. That's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
But yeah, we try to do whatever we can here to help the artists out. Get them what they need and push their music out there.
Yes, and that means a lot. Thank you, because every bit helps. You all here have a huge audience, and then you go to another part of Texas and there's, another audience and just another, or when you're internet, of course, you have access to the whole world, so that by itself is not, terrestrial radio. At some point, the signal goes out.
Yeah.
So, sometimes the audience of the terrestrial radio stations are limited. Compared to the internet radio. You have access to other countries. I was looking at somebody's log last week, and it was people from, of course, Mexico. There's people from Turkey, people from India, people from Puerto Rico, just all over the countries that are chiming into your stations when they're on the internet, and that's amazing. You reach a lot more people. That's exciting.
Mr. Frank Solis says, always ask at the end of the contract, you are able to receive the masters back as part of the deal. Then includes merchandising and all future sales and masters in return. To pretty much ask for the masters back and all the future royalties on them.
So you can ask for that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
But it's gonna be,
Well,
that they're
part
gonna
of the
agree.
It's part of the
That they're
negotiation.
gonna agree.
It's part of the negotiation. If they want you that bad, they're gonna give you what you asked for.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they don't want you, they're gonna say, but no.
Like, no, that's
It's
okay.
not.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Alice
John.
said to tell everybody hi.
Hello, Miss Alize.
Oh,
Mr. John says, "Who's your husband? What was your husband's name again?"
Johnny Hernandez.
Johnny Hernandez, Mr.
Yes.
John. His name is Johnny Hernandez.
Yes, Johnny Hernandez
Yeah.
from Waseco, Texas.
Yep. He's a Panther. Waseco Panther.
Yes, he is. And he his band H3. So I think y'all play his H3.
If
Yes.
you send it, we
Yes,
play. Yeah,
Myra,
we'll
they
do
have they play
Yeah.
H3. That's my husband's band, along with Marky Leak and Paz Descanse and Steven Martinez, who were part of the Hometown Boys. They were part of the first batch of ex-Hometown Boys.
Okay.
Before all
So
the other
you were he was what, drummer?
He was the drummer. Yes, the drummer.
Okay.
He got to play when Ricky was still alive.
That's
and-
probably why he looks familiar.
Yeah.
Were you at Hullabaloo when
Yes.
when he had the heart attack on stage? That's where I
Yes.
know you from then. I was there when that happened.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there when that happened. Yeah, that's why he looks familiar. I said I've got to see him somewhere. But then now you say that
In West Licco.
Cowboy hat. It's probably the cowboy hat. Yeah, you may be missing that.
Oh, and you have it in the car. You just didn't put it on.
Yeah, that was a big here in Hullabaloo. That's when it happened. It was at Hullabaloo, and he was up there, and this happened up there. So
Yeah,
okay.
he was telling me that they were in Houston a lot with the
Oh yeah,
Hometown Boys.
oh yeah.
A lot.
Hometown Boys back in the days. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Hullabaloo's and Island Club.
They were constantly
Island,
playing
Bees
Bees
Island.
Island.
The Islands and
Yeah.
then the Island
Be-
Club.
yeah.
as
Oh,
well.
there was a different one.
Yeah, there was they were always playing here in Houston. I mean, they were they were
he
big
said it
time.
became his second home practically.
Yeah, they were always. I think every weekend they were in Houston playing at a different club here in Houston.
Wow.
Back then when Houston had a lot of Tejano clubs, what was it? They had Hullabaloos, they had Bees, they had Bees Island. What was the one right here on Alameda, by the mall? Was it
El Dorado.
El Dorado?
But
And
then
then
you had the Rincon.
El Rincon,
and you had La
Rodeo,
Fiesta,
yeah.
Stardust, Hollywood
Oh
Nights.
wow, that's a lot.
they were always playing. Hometown Boys were, yeah.
Wow. And the same, I was talking about that earlier with them, about how in the Valley, we used to have at least 7 or 8 clubs actively hiring Tejano bands, on Fridays, on Saturdays, on Thursdays even, sometimes on Sundays. And now, like after COVID and just after, things,
Yeah.
I think we have 2
Yeah.
2 clubs in the
Yeah.
Valley right now that were live Tejano music. So everything
Yeah,
has been
it's gone down.
gone down.
Yeah, it's gone down.
here.
It's here. I think here where I don't think we see Snowbirds that plays Snowbirds.
Winters.
Winters. Well, Winters is more it's more Snowbirds. The new one that just opened Activo. They started playing Tejano. El Social is one of the main ones here.
Yeah.
And now Tumbleweeds, they open back up again. Tumbleweeds trying to bring Tejano Conjunto bands out again. But back then, like I said, we had 8, 9 clubs that we can choose from. Now it's only like a handful.
Hard.
You
And then
know?
with so many artists right now coming out, it's a boom in artists, but then there's not a lot of venues. So it's really hard. We're like fighting for those. Hey, let me in, let me in.
Area 45.
Yeah.
I didn't forget that. We worked there. You know,
Yeah,
Area 45.
Area 45, yeah.
Yeah, that was a real nice one too. I was sad when they closed that one down. You know, that was a nice new club. But yeah, I mean, it's hard. You know, like I said, there's a lot of artists out there, but there's not enough venues
There
to
isn't
get
enough,
it. You know,
and there's only so many festivals a year, you know, that get you know 7 bands. So it's been difficult, but you know, and then on another end, I know that aside from like my Maricela Hernandez my original music, we also have another project going on right now, which started last year at the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Laura Canales.
Yes, so I got invited to perform at the induction ceremonies, but I was invited to perform with a clause. They said, but we want you to do a tribute to Laura Canales. I was like, okay, no pressure. You know, it's only people in her hometown. It's, you know, surrounding areas. It's not scary at all. I was terrified. Again,
you can handle it.
I'm telling you, it's
look,
been like
if you were able to do with Jimmy Gonzalez, you know, that right there should have told you.
She did
you
a
know.
fantastic
I know what
job.
she did. Yeah, I know
then,
she did.
And then with the little lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
oh yes, the little lights you said. So we had pyros. We had the little pyros, and we were excited. It was the first time we had used them, and I think it was the first time at that ceremony that they had allowed that, or they had done that. So it was pretty exciting. It was a fun show, and so from there, we've been getting a lot of invitations to do festivals and to do gigs here and there with the we call it the Eternamente Laura musical tribute show.
Okay.
And so and we extended it from 20 minutes to an hour and a half, or an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half. So we do puras canciones de Laura Canales, all of her hits, you know, back to back to back, nonstop for a whole hour and 20 minutes. So we have that show going on right now as well, and we have some more presentations coming up. So if anybody out there is having a festival or having, you know, anything, y'all contact us, and yeah, we'd be.
And how can
glad.
they contact you?
So mainly right now, I'm most active on Facebook. So you can look me up under Maricela Hernandez Facebook, or Johnny Hernandez as well. You can just direct message us, or you can still dial our landline. I know it's not a landline. It's us. I'm just kidding. We're not that all bad. Our cell is area code 956-650-8022, and that's our phone number. So you can call us through there. But yeah, we would love to just, you know, we want to just do what we do, you know, play music, be out there, interact with
Just
people.
having fun.
Yeah, definitely.
El Super Max dice saludos, abrazos a todos, puro valle.
Yes, hello. What part of the valley are you from?
Let's find out.
Supermax?
Super Max dice el Super Max. Super Mix. Super Mix.
Oh, Super Mix.
Super Mix.
El Super Mix.
Bonnie Hernandez, so proud of you, beautiful Maricela.
Oh, hey, Bonnie. How are you? Love you too. Yes, of course.
All right. Now, merchandise. If anybody wants to get merch, you got merchandise available?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't have a website or anything like that, so as well, you can inbox me. And with your sizes, and I also have I have hard copy CDs that I still make, because a lot of people, believe it or not, still ask for them.
Especially in the valley.
Especially
in the valley.
And when you're driving.
When you're driving.
When
those
you're
are
driving,
good,
you know, you can throw in a CD when you can't get no signal.
Where yes, especially
like going to the valley.
going to the valley. Or like we drive to the Vegas convention. Every year. My husband and I have been going for the past 4 years, and we drive over there. Yes, we definitely pop in the CDs, and we're listening to music that way. But if anybody wants one, I can definitely send you one to anywhere, wherever you live. And absolutely. So my guys are tuning. My guys are tuning in. A big old shout out, of course, to who now first, you know, started off just as a friend, and he started off recording the accordion parts from my very first song, which was Fue un placer conocerte, the one we did by ourselves. Pretty much up until my whole entire CD, almost my whole 10 songs, except for maybe 2 songs on there. George Ochoa, he plays the accordion and keyboards. Phenomenal musician who is originally from California, but he lives in the valley. So he's been in the valley long enough. He's already from the valley. So. What is it? Tulare, California. That's where he's from originalmente, pero Ya es del Valle. We claim him. He's ours. You ain't getting him back in California. You know, I claim him now as my musical director because now he is the one that created pretty much like my sound.
Okay.
And so I love him. We love him. We appreciate him. George Ochoa, saludos para toda la familia. And also to Javi Guerra, thank you so much. He's an independent artist as well. Javi, you know Javi Guerra, right?
Yeah.
He's also an amazing musician, vocalist, and guitar player, and he does guitar parts for our Eternamente Laura show. And he's also helped to finish off my album. He helped Johnny with the mixing and mastering.
Nice.
And all
Okay.
that. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And also shout out to our bass player Jimmy Cano, and of course my husband Johnny Hernandez. Love you. Felix Aleman too. Oh yes, okay, he's on there. Felix Aleman too. Felix Aleman, phenomenal bajo player who played with what's it? Ruben Vela.
De la Cruz.
And he plays with Ruben de la Cruz now, but he played with Ruben Vela back in the day. He played with Ruben Vela back in the day, and a lot of other bands. But he's also has recorded on my album the bajo parts to most of the songs.
So all these people are from the Valley.
Yeah.
People don't realize, but a lot of these great musicians are from the Valley.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
There absolutely.
There is a lot of great musicians out there.
Talented musicians everywhere you go, but yes, in the Valley, there's. We claim our.
I've always said San Benito, Santa Rosa. They got some great musicians out there that
absolutely
have come out of there.
Especially when it's conjunto, because the birthplace is conjunto.
Yes.
Verdad que sí, that's true, because a lot of them went through the, like they call it, la escuela de conjunto Bernal, and then of the Laytons.
The Laytons.
Right.
But not only that, I mean, that was the music of the migrant workers that, they were the entertainment. They would work out in the fields, and then, they were the entertainment at night.
Yeah.
So
they would pull out the bajo and the accordion and start with their polquitas.
Yes.
Yes. So it's very, very, very strong. Yes, they're in the Valley. Very, very proud of that. I'm excited. Did I get everybody? Yes, I did. Okay. Did I get everybody? Yes. Yeah, porque no se me sienta nadie.
But I have to add, she makes her own stuff. Her own merch.
I do.
That's good.
I do.
Yes. Yeah. With the bling bling and everything.
Oh, so we can't solicit her to buy from us. To buy from us.
No, she does a great job.
I'll look at your logo and I'll be like, I can do that. No.
We do embroidery and everything, so.
Oh, okay, no, I don't do embroidery. I just do vinyl.
Oh wait, Michael, we got another potential customer there.
Yeah, I don't do embroidery, so I might hit you up for that. Definitely. Yeah, no, I do.
We do embroidery. We do drumsticks y toda la cosa.
Oh,
so.
no way! I'm gonna have to get these for my honey. Look, hon.
Yeah, we made a whole bunch for Shelly Lares.
Nice.
Yeah, she gave them out when she was doing her final tour. She gave them out.
That is super
Matter of
nice.
fact, I think her logo's here. Mira.
You have the laser machine or what?
Yeah.
No, they se ponen. They're all handcrafted.
Oh, el boss nos tiene aquí en la mesa con the little pick. Órale, chingale.
With the lighter.
He said, I need 20 of those like right away. And,
super cool. Coasters. Oh my God, I'm not even using it. There you go.
Yeah, and these two.
I love it. That is super neat.
We'll talk business after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some new merchandise to take to Vegas for next year.
Right?
Yes, every year I try to take something
different.
Yeah, I like to add.
Yeah, if people remember, oh, you bought that last year. You don't have to different. Hey, they'll tell you. No, they remember. They remember. Trust me.
So the first year we went to Vegas, I made the mistake of putting on there. It was like Maricela Hernandez, and then it said Vegas Week 2018 or something like that. I don't know. Well, we couldn't use them the next year.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's never put the year.
Yeah, don't put the date on it.
Never, don't do that, because that just dates your shirt, and you can't use them.
You can't use it again.
You can't use them again and again.
Well, I can have to cut it up and wash the car with it.
I need a new dish rag.
Or my husband puts them on and does yard work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know, too hard. Sorry.
Hey, we got a whole bunch of boxes with some shirts that we made for one of our artists that we were helping out, and at the last minute he decided he didn't want to do no more music, and we got like 2 boxes of y'all need anybody need some rags to wash cars? Hey, we got them available.
No.
I'm telling you, man, we put some money to this guy, and at the last minute, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna go to Banda. Like, what the hell, really? Like, no way, man. Like, but so we got a bunch of merchandise. So if y'all need some wash rags, we got them.
No, we don't.
I'll let them go cheap too.
No, we don't.
So just try to make our money back. Yeah.
Ay.
I know.
Cooling down a little bit.
All right,
Hot for a while.
let's take a little commercial break. We'll play Coach Steve, and then we'll come back and we'll close the show out in a few minutes. All right, we'll be right back.
¿Quién iba a pensar que el que menos importaba en mi vida es el que me ama y el que me cuida y me hace muy feliz con su querer? ¿Quién iba a pensar que al que no quería y siempre despreciaba es el que ahora duerme en mi almohada? Es el hombre que me hace sentir mujer. ¿Quién iba a pensar que al fin logró cautivar mi corazón y que ahora yo dependo de su amor y solo sus besos me hacen feliz? Si juré nunca volverme a enamorar y como fantasma me vino a robar toda la pasión que había dentro de mí. No sé, pero me enamoré de ti. ¿Quién iba a pensar que ahora tengo un pedazo de su ser? Nuestra niña se parece tanto a él y a las dos nos ha robado